Welcome back to Digits here at WSJ Live. I'm Simon Constable. Well, can Windows and the Mac coexist? Maybe they can. Take a look at this commercial.
We know you love your Mac. User-friendly design, gorgeous interface, excellent performance. The only problem is that none of your Windows applications are here. No Internet Explorer, no Autodesk 3ds Max, no Microsoft Office, no Windows games. So what now? Fortunately, with Parallels Desktop 8 for Mac, you can run Windows applications like they were made for your Mac.
Okay, that was an ad from Parallels, so you can have Windows and the Mac coexist. And we got the big W himself, Walt Mossberg, joining us now from Washington, D.C. There he is. Walt, you say they can coexist. Thank you for joining us.
A lot better than Democrats and Republicans, I think, Simon. Basically, what I did this week was take a look at the new version of Parallels. Parallels has been around for a while, and what it does is it creates a sort of virtual Windows PC in software running on a Mac, so that Windows and Windows programs think they're running on a Windows PC when they're actually running on a Mac. And the big question I looked into with this version of Parallels was, could it handle the as yet unreleased new version of Windows called Windows 8 on the very latest Mac operating system? And the answer was, it did so very well.
And that's got to be very cheering to a lot of people, because other versions of Parallels have been a little bit unstable, haven't they?
Well, not the last one or two. When it started, you know, it would slow down your Mac, and you know, there were problems. And obviously you can't make a perfect replica of a piece of hardware in software, but they've really come quite a long way. And I found my MacBook Air to handle Windows 8 smoothly and quickly, and the various apps that are in Windows 8, including a new kind of app that Microsoft has, which runs in full screen. All of that stuff worked quite well.
Well, now, what were some of the drawbacks of it? Because nothing is perfect.
Yeah, well, the most obvious drawback is that Windows 8 is designed to really focus on touch screens. It does work with touchpads and mice and so forth, but touch screens give it kind of an extra shine, and the Macs don't have touch screens. So basically, when you run Windows 8 on a Mac, you're running it like you would be running any existing Windows laptop, almost none of which have touch screens that you've upgraded. But again, they've built in ways with the cursor to get all those controls, so you don't need the touch screen. The other thing I found was that you're going to want a relatively newer Mac for the whole thing to run quickly and smoothly. I mostly tested it on this relatively new MacBook Air, and it worked great. When I tried it on a 3 or 4 years old iMac, there were some delays.
Now, there are versions of Windows products out there exclusively for Mac, like the Office for Mac. Is that a better way to go if you don't have the latest version of a Mac?
Well, the Microsoft Office for the Mac, I use it all the time, and
me too.
It's fine. It's fine. There are some parts of Office that are only available on Windows. They're mostly for kind of niche groups of folks, real you know, database people and stuff like that. And so, and there are a few other Windows apps that people like to use that aren't exactly available on the Mac. Like, for instance, Quicken. There's a version of Quicken on the Mac, but it's much stripped down compared to the one on Windows. So, you know, the whole idea behind Parallels is not so much that you'd be running Windows all the time. If that was the case, you'd be better off with a regular PC. It's for that 1 or 2 Windows programs, maybe something your company makes you use or wants you to use, that you can just quickly flip over to and run as if it were a Mac app without much penalty in this Parallels 8. And I think that's the most common use case.
Okay, thank you very much. The Big W himself, Walt Mossberg. It's always a pleasure having you. And you can read more of that review on WSJ.com.